Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'm Linda, and this is for the record, Your Honor. Boy, is Honda having a bad season right off the rip. In 250, we have the champ Joe Shimoda out, still due to his back injury sustained prior to the season opener, and it was during the off-season practice. And now in the same class, we have Chance Hymas missing, as he was involved in a pileup crash off the start of Anaheim 2. Collectively, Hymas, Carson Mumford, Avery Long, and Dylan Schwartz got tangled up, and it was seen that when Hymas separated himself, he was holding his left arm and being careful with it. The viewers knew instantly something was wrong. Chase is unfortunately another rider that is consistently plagued with injury, and it's so hard to see this happen to such good riders of the sport. He was able to get back on his bike, but just for a little bit to ride off the track and get checked out. After the race, it was officially reported that he had dislocated his left shoulder. This was upsetting for Hymas, as he once again just returned from injury of his third ACL. Later on, it was announced that it was unlikely that we would see Hymas return to race in the next 3 rounds. Honda released a statement saying, in quotes, after his 250SX West main event crash, Hymas headed straight to the Alpine Stars medical unit, where it was established that he dislocated his shoulder and they were able to put it back in place. But Hymas did undergo a MRI in Southern California on Sunday, and although the results have not been made public or confirmed at the time of this publication, it seems unlikely that Chance will be able to participate in the next 3 races. According to Racer X Online, there was no quote from Hymas, but team manager Lars Lindstrom shared a few words and clarity. In quotes, it was a bittersweet night for the team after a great start to the season. It's always extra frustrating when the riders are injured by something that wasn't within their control, but that's how it goes racing sometimes. We are hoping that Chance's shoulder injury is non-surgical and that he'll be able to get back on the bike and racing as soon as possible. Hunter has been absolutely lights out, surpassing everyone's expectations. Yeah, I don't agree with that. And we couldn't be happier and prouder of him. Our main goal is to make sure that we're able to help him get the most out of the bike and himself to get that first Supercross win and to get the best results possible every single weekend. Hymas currently sits 7th in the standings through 3 rounds with finishes of 2, 6, and lastly, 22nd. This leaves us looking to the 450 class of Honda HRC, and, well, we know the Wonder Boy has been out, leaving a huge opportunity for others to grab some more wins. Jett has been out due to a foot and ankle injury. Not really a shocker. He has been seen at the races, cheering on teammates and rooting for his brother Hunter, while hanging with some badass legendary people like Twitch and Ryan Sheckler, which makes sense as they've been working on some promos and designs with the brothers. When asked about the recovery process for the boys, Lars Lindstrom had said both Jett Lawrence and Joe Shimoda will be back soon. He said he feels pretty confident saying they will both race at some point this season of Supercross. Lindstrom had a full answer and, in quotes, yeah, I think I'm pretty confident that we'll see both of them back in Supercross at some point. Jett's recovery is going incredible. That bone that he broke in his foot, the talus bone, it is really important. Basically, that's your main platform for the first thing that the tib and the fib, the tibia and the fibula touch. So for that to be really healed up is important. He's been doing everything possible, as far as hyperbaric chambers and all the tools, the tricks that we have with Doc G and with his other doctors that he has. So it's been speeding up the recovery process quite a bit, just like it did with his knee last year. And that's the pretty cool part. He's in there every day trying to get better. And Joe's been doing the same thing. And luckily, Joe's surgery was really well done. Really happy with that. I think that he feels so good that I think he'll be back. I wouldn't say that he'll be back for the first East Coast SX race, though. We still don't have a clear answer from his doctors when they think it'll be. But had some scans done last week, and we should know some more pretty soon. This leaves all eyes and hope on Hunter Lawrence. Together, we're going to read and go over the article released on Racer X Online that is all we need to know about Hunter's current state of mind and his thoughts of how things are actually going.
Man, I think I shot my load too fast in this last turner.
Hunter Lawrence, I believed I could get there. Hunter Lawrence is quickly establishing himself as a front runner in the Monster Energy 450 Supercross. The same way he has been in the Pro Motocross and the SMX playoffs, with back-to-back runner-up finishes putting him second in points early in the season. It's not just the consistency, though. A previous weekend in San Diego, he put in a charge to get Eli Tomac for the win, and he tried closing the gap on Chase Saxton at Anaheim too. Also, Hunter is not intimidated by those that have won races and titles in this series. He just wants to win. He spoke to the media after the race. Again tonight, this was a great performance. It seemed like this one might have been, dare I say, maybe even more intense than last week. How would you describe it, Hunter Lawrence? It was cool. I think it's definitely an intense one. The track, a lot of the corners didn't break down as fast as I thought they would, or maybe what we all thought from watching it during the day, how it was really ruddy and stuff. It was a good day. I'm happy. The battle with Eli was really cool. I felt like we were going into the whoops when we were on the inside, and I was like, just Hail Mary, throw it. Let's see. Thread and needle, and it worked out. But yeah, it was a cool race. I was just little by little bit reeling Chase in towards the end, and then lappers on the last few laps. I had my set line on the track where I knew I was fast, and I mean, it was probably not the conventional line choice, but it was working for me. And yeah, some of the lappers just got in the way and wasn't able to get around them on some one-line sections. You talked about the pass where you barely threaded the needle, but what I was really focused on was you talking about Eli high in the next corner. One of the big things that just really clicked for me was almost like a timeout in basketball where you just changed the rhythm of the game. It seemed like Eli was going to move forward after that and maybe possibly go in for the win, but it just seemed like you put an absolute stop to it and it changed everything. Was that a lot of your intent? Was that something I have to stop Tomac now, or were you just trying to move forward? Just trying to move forward, man. I was behind Chase and Jason, and I knew the first 10 minutes of the race is always such a super intense high pace. So just trying to stay in the hunt. I know I have the legs to go the distance, so just trying to give myself the best shot to stay in it in the beginning and just move forward. Honestly, it was pretty cool. I hear the crowd when me and Eli were going back and forth, and it was just cool. And then when he went on the inside and then in the whoops, I sucked my belly into trying to get up the left-handed side. And then we both ended up going after the finish line into that outside together. It's been some really good racing, honestly. And I could only imagine from a fan point of view, it's been fun. Side-by-side action. That was so cool to see you and Eli. One thing I wanted to point out was the triple into the table there. Did you get a little whiplash one time? And then beyond that, battling side by side with Eli and then getting by him and beating him. How good does that feel after finishing second to him last weekend? Yeah, it's been my best start to the season for Supercross, which is cool. It's what I wanted to do. And gee, we still got so many races to go. But yeah, the one lap, I can't quite remember what happened, but I think the front wheel was washing on the right and it grabbed and hit me on the helmet on one of the laps. But I mean, there's so much stuff that happens in a main event that is well outside your comfort zone, but you just somehow got to do it. That's what I think the biggest difference is. Grading the season so far, really good. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Normally, when we leave California, it's like get me back home so I could start building and progress again. And I think we're going to be in a good spot this year. Once you were able to make the move on Eli, looking at the gap to Chase and how the next couple of laps played out in your head, did you think the opportunity was real, or did you realize early into that, getting into the win was potentially not possible. No, I believed I could get there. I knew I had some good lines and was feeling good, and I was just trying to up the intensity towards the closing stages. I'd look up and there was like 6 minutes left, and I was like, all right, let's empty the tank. And I was just inching close. I would have loved to seen how the last 2 laps unfolded had I not had the traffic with 2 lap riders. The first lapper, though, killed the chances a little bit. I think had I gotten just the smidge close that lap as I was each lap prior to that, I would have been interested to see how it unfolded. You mentioned yesterday that you're still working to get the bike exactly how you want it. After tonight, how does it feel? Is there still room for improvement? Yeah, my biggest goal is just to be able to show up on race day and every session on the track, not have to change anything and just be comfortable on it and consistent. I'm not looking for the perfect motorcycle, but just a consistent one. Oof. How will Hunter do this weekend, round 4 in Houston? What standings will Honda's factory team be in with chance out in the 250s? Tell me what you guys think in the comments down below, and I will see you another live or video real soon. I'm Linda, and that's For the Record, Your Honor.
This is not a test. I don't know if you can handle it. I don't know if you can handle it. This is not a test. You can handle it. You can handle it. You can handle it. You can handle it. This is not a test. This is not a test. I don't know if you can handle it. 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 This is not a This is not a test. You can handle if you can handle. You can handle if you can handle if you can handle. This is not a test. You can handle if you can handle. This is not. I don't know if you can handle it.